I have been sketching every day for the past 27 days, and I want to show you what's happened. This all started when I met Uwedes Correa, an amazing watercolorist painter who's actually been one of my heroes. I ran into him at the Lisbon airport, and I was like such a fan. I said, Uwedes, hey, I know who you are. I gave him my sketchbook, this one right here, flipped through it, and it's such an honor when you can give your sketchbook to somebody that you admire. He's flipping through it, he's respecting it, and he says, hey, I've got a break, let's do plein air here in Portugal. So soon after that, we met up near Lisbon, and we did a plein air session out together. This is what the sketch looks like. So here's that sketch. Let me tell you a little story about how this came about. We went out to dinner after that, and something on my mind lately has been, should I have another hobby? Should I be doing something else besides sketching? And I asked him, hey, what do you do for fun? And he goes, I paint. Well, he's also a guitarist, but what he was saying is, he goes, I go paint. After workshops, I go painting. And that got me thinking, like, I've got to go all in and really paint every single day. So the next day started the challenge I began for myself to sketch every single day. And if I don't on one day, the count starts over. So let's go through those sketches. Here, really learning to go deeper into colors, adding those layers, not being shy on that shadow layer. Next, Uwedes calls me a week later. He says, we're going painting in 30 minutes, run. So I had everything ready, got on my motorcycle, met him at a meetup location, and it was him, Andre Cano, and his daughter, and I got these two paintings out. We've got this one, and this one. If you want to look a little closer at that, go ahead here. Look at that, learning depth, those layers of depth here. Next up, we're now in Geneva. This is for the USK Swiss Symposium. Next, we're going to start a new sketchbook, one that I just bought in Geneva. This is by Hahnemühle, 100% cotton sketchbook. These are my first demonstration sketches I did in my workshops. Night sketching in Marseille, just three colors, raw sienna, indigo, and neutral tint, and that was recommended by Pedro Loureiro, a fellow illustrator sketcher here in Lisbon. Here we have a day 18. I didn't want to sketch, and I'm really happy that I did, because I learned that I can be happy through the process and as a result enjoying it. Just like, feel like when you go to the gym, you don't want to go to the gym, but you end up going and you feel accomplished and you're happy that you did. This sketch step by step is shown in a YouTube video. Go ahead and check that out. Lastly, we have one of my favorites I've ever completed, the most fast, fun, and free ways of sketching I have ever done. And it's here It's something that I call the shadows first approach. And you can actually grab a free guide on how to apply that in your sketches on location. It's a double-sided PDF showing the monochromatic approach and then bringing it to life with color. And lastly, we have day 26 and 7. This is so significant, and what I'm about to talk about next is finding your style and sort of finding a signature, a series that you can apply to. So I hope you enjoyed that sketchbook flip through of the last 27 days of sketching. And here are 7 benefits of sketching every day that you can experience too. Number 1, you expand your composition skills. You learn to sketch many different things and your choices start to change. So when I spoke to a teacher that I joined a week-long sketching event, I said, what happens when you start to master sketching? After you've already mastered the skill of sketching, what else starts to develop? She says, your composition choices start to change. So by sketching every day, it'll train your eye to see more possibilities, and you'll get bored of certain things and move on to other things, and also learn to accept that simple can be okay and simple can also be better. So I personally actually have struggled in my practice where I would only gravitate towards the most complicating scene. But now I am accepting to go find a window, a door, a tree shadow, just something simple to experience. Number 2, you're willing to experiment with new approaches and new methods of sketching. There are ways of sketching, all sorts of ways of sketching, and by sketching every day, you can try all kinds. My favorite personally is the shadows first approach. There's also choosing to use different tools. When you're sketching every day, you might get bored with one thing and try different styles. Number 3, which is very important and might be the most important one, is overcoming perfectionism. You start to treat your sketches less precious. That means that your sketchbook is not this masterpiece that has to be every single page is perfect. That was slowing me down so much when I started my sketching practice that it took me several years to finish a sketchbook. I've got 3 completed sketchbooks right in my hand here that I've finished in the last couple months. So if you're being less perfectionist, it helps you step out of your comfort zone, which leads me into my next point. Number 4 is that you unlock your breakthrough. Repetition is the key of mastering any skill. And by sketching every day, you're going to then push beyond to the point where you might find that breakthrough. And a breakthrough for you could mean many different things. It could simply mean that you're comfortable going out sketching outside. Me personally, I would say a breakthrough that I'm having right here, as I had this recently, is that the shadow can be perceived as this wave splashing on the ground, splashing onto the facade. That is the next layer of sketching, of painting, where you start to create a sort of narrative around your work. And right now I love this narrative of this wave shadow splashing up against the ground in the building. And 5, you create joy through routine. So when you have a set time and sketching every day, it could be, for example, at lunch break, if you have a day job. That's what I did working in an architecture office. Every single day, I would head out for an hour, bring a packed lunch, or go out somewhere and sketch outside. Another time you can apply that is the evening, or maybe after work or at the end of the day. And I love this time for me personally because it's the urgency of the golden hour. Maybe I only have an hour left till sun goes down, and that makes me quicker in my approach. And it also has those beautiful, sexy shadows to sketch. And number 6, is that you discover your personal style. The consistent practice starts to reveal patterns within your approach. You start to find the way you hold a pen, how that pen holding from far creates a looser line, and you start to find more hours behind the pen. You start to find sort of this cadence, this nuance of how you hold the pen. It makes a big difference. And so your line style will develop. And lastly, number 7 is you get to tell meaningful stories. You can eventually find like a series that you want to focus on. Maybe it's a lamp series or a door series. There's endless amounts of stories that you can tell through your daily sketching. So how can you bring this into your daily life? Here are 5 ways to make sketching daily actually doable. Number 1, keep your bag ready. Eliminate excuses by having it there, ready by the door, ready to go. For me, for example, I have all my tools, everything in a tote bag. Number 2, simplify your supplies. Just keep it simple and portable. And by doing that, stay minimal with, you can just have 3 pens. That's all you need for the line weights: micro, fine, and bold. Really simple, really inexpensive. The uni bowls work perfectly, and they are permanent black ink. I'll show you here. These pens right here are totally fine. Your watercolor kit, pack a few brushes, mop brush, a size 8, and a finer one. That's it. Number 3, schedule a daily time slot. Now this one is very important. And it also is one of those things that you start to get kind of giddy and excited knowing that you have that dedicated time to go sketching. Like I said, it could be at a lunch break or 6:30, the clock hits, you go out sketching after work, so on and so forth. Make that time, set an hour, and get it done. Number 4 is share your sketches online. This is one that I know that many of us struggle with. And when I started it, I'll tell you, I started posting all my sketches 12 years ago on my personal account. And I was so excited to start sharing. And I got some backlash from one of my friends. He said, "All right, dude, we get it. You like to sketch." And I felt kind of hurt because I was like, man, yeah, I do like to sketch. I just want to share it. And I said, all right, screw it. I'm going to make another account, which is See the Lines, and post there as much as I want. And you'll find your community and you'll find your people that support you. So go ahead, make another art account and start posting every day on this daily sketching challenge. And that leads me to my last point. Number 5 on how to apply this to your daily life is by accountability into a community. And you could find public communities on Facebook that have their urban sketching communities or plein air and watercolors communities, or a private community like one from mine, for example, which is the We See the Lines community. Right now it's private, it's closed to workshop attendees and previous workshop attendees, but pretty soon in the future I'll be opening that up so that we can all benefit from the accountability of these sketching challenges. Lastly, I actually forgot to share this sketch right here. This is a painting that I did in Geneva, a watercolor only, and part of my Sketching Everyday series. So that's it for this 7 benefits of sketching every day and how to apply it to your daily life. Comment here if you are sketching every day and how you are benefiting from that. You could join my newsletter by downloading my free sketching guide on the shadows first approach, my very favorite method of sketching. All right, so until next time, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Happy sketching life.